Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Carolina Quixano was on Grant Ellis' season of The Bachelor, partnering Juliana Pasquarosa. However, Juliana and Grant just announced that they were calling off their engagement. Carolina has since criticized Juliana. She did not hold back. While Carolina did not mention any names, fans knew exactly who it was about. There is a lot to learn and discover about this. Continue watching to learn more about this predicament. Grant Ellis was the most recent Bachelor. However, his season did not turn out as predicted. When Grant was introduced as the Bachelor, people were overjoyed. The franchise received the most applications ever after unveiling who will be first. However, when the season began, supporters were disappointed. Viewers said the season was dull and provided nothing for them. People also didn't enjoy Grant's attempts to promote his music career while on the show. It did not live up to supporters' expectations. Most people stopped watching midway through the season because they couldn't get into it. Juliana Pasquarosa won The Bachelor. Grant fell in love with her and eventually got down on one knee. However, the couple was only engaged for 3 months following the show. They recently stated that they had split up and called off their engagement. While they both cared deeply for each other, they did not have the same long-term aspirations. They eventually parted ways on good terms, and both realized that they were not destined to be together in the long run. In my perspective, anyone who claims to be prepared for an engagement with The Bachelor without really going on a one-on-one with that person is most likely trying to win The Bachelor rather than connect with the actual human. Anyone who goes out of their way to befriend someone who is simply concerned about The Bachelor perhaps meeting their family and how quickly everything is moving because there is an engagement at the end of it, is usually not a very good person. Carolina appears to believe Juliana's goal was to win the show rather than to get to know Grant. Perhaps if Grant had made more contacts, he could have met a woman with whom he is compatible. Regardless, supporters are not surprised that Grant and Juliana have split. Juliana had heard about Carolina's words. She did not answer, however, because she does not want to go eye for eye. This has been Juliana's response to all of the vitriol she has received, and it will not change now. Carolina Quixano seemed to be unimpressed with Juliana Pasquarosa. She was not holding back. Fans were stunned by what she had to say. However, the majority agreed with what she had to say. Juliana heard what she said and decided not to respond since she did not want to waste her energy on it. Regardless, Juliana and Grant's engagement did not proceed as planned, and the relationship did not succeed. What are your thoughts on what Carolina said? Do you agree with her? Comment below. We'd love to hear your comments on the situation. Carolina Quixano was never one to stay silent, especially when she believed something needed to be said. Her appearance on Grant Ellis' season of The Bachelor had been relatively short-lived, but she had left an impression, not just on Grant, but on viewers who admired her confidence, candor, and unapologetic authenticity. She had formed a brief alliance with Juliana Pasquarosa during filming, a sisterhood that seemed more out of necessity than genuine friendship. However, that so-called partnership quickly unraveled once the cameras stopped rolling and real life began. Now, months after the season finale aired and the post-show media blitz had quieted down, Carolina was once again in the spotlight, but this time, it was because of what she said off-camera. The spark that reignited fan interest came from a scathing comment Carolina posted to her Instagram story. Though it didn't mention Juliana by name, the implications were impossible to ignore. The timing, the phrasing, the tone, it was clear to Bachelor Nation who Carolina was talking about. She questioned the motives of someone who pursued an engagement without ever truly connecting, accusing unnamed contestants of wanting to win The Bachelor rather than fall in love with the man behind the title. Fans were quick to connect the dots. Juliana Pasquarosa had been one of the final contestants who never went on a true one-on-one date with Grant until much later in the season, a fact that had been heavily criticized even during the live finale. Viewers speculated that she advanced due to her polished on-camera demeanor rather than a deep emotional connection with Grant. Now that the engagement had ended only 3 months after the proposal aired, Carolina's comments struck a chord with those who had long questioned the authenticity of Juliana's intentions. Grant Ellis, the most recent Bachelor, had been a polarizing choice from the start. A country singer-songwriter trying to expand his platform, his casting was announced with great fanfare. ABC touted him as one of the most eligible bachelors in franchise history, and fans responded accordingly. The casting call received more applications than any prior season. But the excitement faded quickly. As the season aired, viewers complained about the lack of emotional depth, the focus on Grant's music career, and the slow pace of romantic development. Many accused Grant of using the platform as a promotional tool rather than genuinely searching for love. That perception bled into his final choice, Juliana. Though undeniably beautiful and camera-ready, many fans felt the chemistry between her and Grant was surface level at best. The proposal was picturesque, staged against a glowing California sunset with emotional music swelling in the background, but the tears that fell seemed rehearsed. Even Grant's voice wavered, not with love, but with the weight of uncertainty. Still, the engagement happened. The ring was placed on Juliana's finger. They kissed, posed for press photos, and committed to a future they would never build. When the breakup announcement came just 3 months later, no one was surprised. In a joint statement posted to their Instagram accounts, Grant and Juliana explained that while they cared deeply for each other, their long-term goals were no longer aligned. "We gave this every ounce of effort," the post read, "but we've realized that our paths are taking us in different directions. We're grateful for the memories and wish each other nothing but the best." It was a sanitized version of the truth, one that said everything and nothing at all. But Carolina Quixano wasn't interested in pleasantries. She took to social media with the kind of fire fans hadn't seen since the early days of her Bachelor stint. "In my perspective," she wrote, "anyone who claims to be prepared for an engagement with The Bachelor without really going on a one-on-one with that person is most likely trying to win The Bachelor rather than connect with the actual human." The statement hit like a thunderclap. Even without tagging Juliana, everyone understood. Her comment didn't end there. Anyone who goes out of their way to befriend someone who is simply concerned about The Bachelor perhaps meeting their family and how quickly everything is moving, because there is an engagement at the end of it, is usually not a very good person. It was clear. Carolina wasn't just criticizing gameplay, she was questioning character. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.